The Jews in Jackson by Boyd Campbell.
It's been a hell of a day. It was a hell of a night. I've been getting messages from both coasts about Beth Israel and Jackson. Here's what I know so far. A suspect is in custody, but no information has been released. An incendiary device was thrown through a broken window. Since that could be anything from a Molotov cocktail to thermite, I asked for clarification. "That's all I'm allowed to say at this time," was the response. Initially, the FBI said no photos at the scene. That has been lifted. The photos are pretty rough. Not as much destruction as 59 years ago, but close. Sources within Beth Israel say nothing sacred was destroyed. With a church like Beth Israel, nothing sacred is meant to be taken literally. I don't know why the FBI is clamping down on information. It could be anything from an abundance of caution to another suspect yet to be apprehended to Trump-era bullshit. Pick whichever you want. We may never know. It is being run out of the Jackson office, which is some comfort because those people live here. As I understand it, special agents from New Orleans arrived as soon as possible. The mayor has released a statement. JPD apparently knows more, but isn't saying yet. This automatically gets classified as domestic terrorism. At least I assume it's domestic. I don't see Hezbollah targeting Jackson MS. Domestic terrorism is a way of life in Mississippi. We can't seem to escape it. When I was 17, I started writing people in far-off places, Hollywood, and kept those pen pal friendships for life. I don't do that anymore. I should start again. Email saves postage, and I don't have a typewriter anymore. A friend working on a movie I very much want to see texted me. They texted me because I am a Jew. At least she is a Jew. She bounces between cultural and observant Judaism. I told her, my people do that too. Like American Christians, Jews around the world are having to choose between flavors of Judaism that range from Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud to modern fascism. Initially, she broke with her faith because her life involved a wife. The wife, I suppose, was more fun than Uncle Boyd, although I did make an effort. For people in our generation, coming out can be good, but can be bad. I thought those days were over, but nope. I texted Joel's dad. He hasn't responded. His dad's not making a movie this year. He's too tired. Before Joel died, there was talk of sending him to Mississippi, so Uncle Boyd could watch over him at Millsaps. Millsaps, I assured his dad, was a great place if he wanted to escape the influence of Hollywood. Jews in Mississippi? His dad questioned my judgment. Joel, as beautiful as he was, has since died, because the IDF doesn't know friend from foe. I don't want to talk about it. When I was working for my dad, there was a Jewish fellow from New York who worked for the office supply order system. Since my dad was taking over OSOS to fold it into NPA, office supply acronyms you don't really care about, he would have to travel to Jackson. He and I were friends. We'd gotten drunk in Manhattan, but not on Manhattans. Those are for girls. Planning his first trip to Jackson, he called, "In Jackson, what hotels are safe for Jews to stay in?" I'd known about what happened at Beth Israel my whole life, but it never seemed more real. I'll be honest with you. Uncle Boyd and his Jewish friends played all sorts of horrible tricks on Steve to acclimate him to the idea of Jews in Mississippi. At the time, we thought those days are as over as Ross Barnett's love life and legal career. The governor spent his last few years in a drunken stupor, wondering why he wasn't a hero or an elder statesman. I try not to be uncharitable to the dead, but screw that guy. My thoughts last night immediately fell to the women in my life and their daughters. Going to get groceries, I ran into Kirsten McLagan Neville. Her child was on stage in Frozen the musical. She was showing a family member Jackson. I asked if she'd eaten at Mayflower. Apparently Kane Ditto was there. In my mind, I made a joke that she'd seen the highlights of Jackson Now. Kane was a great mayor. He just came in at a time when the world was changing. Seeing it change distressed me deeply. It had nothing to do with race, but had everything to do with an absolute refusal to cooperate racially on both sides. On top of that, all the major businesses in Mississippi were being taken over by pirates. Now the governor is begging for crumbs from our tech overlords and emperors. Uncle Boyd is not comfortable at all. Catherine Freese and my sister, and now Little Bird, constantly tell me, "This isn't your fault, Boyd." Bullshit. If I'm still alive, it's partially my fault. I apologize for what happened in Jackson. I wanted better. For a long time, I fought for better. Then for a long time, I quit fighting for anything because I was an idiot and weak. I'm back now. We're working on it. Jews are safe in Jackson. They're more than safe. They're welcome. They're welcome, and they're important. Monitoring the responses on social media, there were obviously a lot of anti-Semitic bots making their presence known. There were also people I grew up with who felt comfortable revealing their anti-Semitic feelings. How we could experience the same thing and have developed such different feelings about it is beyond me. My boy Joel didn't live to see this. I promised him delicious women and beautiful food if he came to Jackson. The offer still stands, though he cannot.
A Boyd Campbell is a reader-supported publication. To receive new posts and support my work, consider becoming a free or paid subscriber.